Hey everybody, welcome to the GH Report. On today's episode, we're talking about mystery kidneys, peeping toms, and deflating your car tire to inflate a girl's confidence. Let's get started.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, look at that. Usually when you see me sitting in this chair and we hear the familiar song of the GH Report, that means James Lott Jr. is on assignment somewhere, roaming the countryside, answering fans' questions, and signing autographs. But look at that. No, it is a little different. James Lott Jr. has seen what it's like to be on my side of the table.
Yes, yes, yes.
While the girls are away at the Daytime Emmy Awards.
We are.
Yeah, so welcome everybody to the GH Report. We're doing things a little different today.
It's a man's world. Hey. Man world.
That's right.
That's
it is
right.
the start of Man May.
Man May on GH Reports. That's right. The men are ruling the world right now. That's right.
So James Lott Jr. and I will be doing that on this episode, kicking off Man May in style.
Yes.
There you go, while our lovely ladies are on assignment.
And they've been sending little Snapchats on Periscope, and they're having a good time.
Yeah, so I'm your host, one of your hosts. You can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie.
You already said I'm your host. He's like, that's it, kids.
That's it. I've taken over.
You take it over. He's like, that's right, over here. Hi, you guys. I'm James Lott Jr. Of course, you can follow me on all social media platforms at James Lott Jr.
Oh, look at that.
Hi, Frank. How are you?
James, doing great. So, folks, of course, like us on Facebook, follow us on, Twitter, give us a sweet 5 stars on iTunes. Hashtag ABTVGH Report, GH Report, James Lott Jr., HappyGoJackie. Just, hashtag anybody. We'll check it out. James Lott Jr., of course, is manning the chat. So please feel free to chime in with your thoughts about this past week happenings in Port Charles.
Yeah, I see Daquan, you're in there already. I already see you already.
Love it. Yes.
You're in there. Autumn's there too, so yes.
And as we were talking about, the Facebook fan page count is climbing and climbing and climbing. James, where are we at right now?
So we're getting close to, almost to 1,100. I know we're getting there, so that's pretty good. But we did the 1014. I posted the prize on the Facebook page, which is some signed autograph pictures, one from Brittany Sarpy, one from Robert Potter Watkins. And for you, all my children fans, ABC fans, I put in some trading cards from back in the day. There's 40 of them.
Oh, nice.
We come packets of 10. So this week, I think probably Tuesday, go to the page for the trivia question. The first person to answer the trivia question correctly will win that package.
Look at that. And now the current number that we're trying to get to is 2,000.
Yes.
Look at that. And I mean, I don't want to put any words in James Lott Jr.'s mouth, but I mean, I'm just saying he took a bunch of new headshots, guys. So you get us up to 2,000. I think one of those could find their way to your doorstep.
That's very true.
Photo shoot.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
It's the first of 2. I have another one coming up. So that's the first of 2.
Look at this.
yeah. And thank you guys for all out there on liking my pictures and saying the comments. It was a lot of fun. Doug Favorites is the guy who did it, so he's a really great guy.
I love the one where you're just jumping up in the air. Yeah.
That was fun. I was in heels too, and I'd do it like 10 times. I was like, oh my God, I'm tired, I'm old. But it was a lot of fun at the Walt Disney Concert Hall in downtown Los Angeles. A great spot.
Oh, very nice.
Very great spot.
Look at that.
Yes.
So let's jump right into it here.
Yeah, let's get into it.
May, we're gonna break it down. Our first one, I think, just because it stuck with me so much, is that Franco starts playing games with Jason by giving his son a dog.
That poor dog.
Oh,
that dog was so cute. I love that dog. It was a war of the wills between the two guys. Now they're finding each other's orbits, I guess. Now.
Yeah, I felt like Franco just did like a 180.
Yes,
this
I agree.
week, so rapidly.
Yeah, I'm like, where did that come from? I'm like, all of a sudden he's like, now he's gonna be back to, nothing worked, so now I'm gonna be bad, Franco.
Oh, that was disappointing. I felt like that was just too rushed.
I agree.
Especially after one girl. So he gives little Jake, which we get to finally see the new Jake.
New Jake with the bowl haircut. It's 1979, apparently. Okay, so there we go.
Well, first he sneaks into the hospital just carrying the dog in a box. And man, Monica, on a warpath this week.
I love seeing some Leslie Charleston. I'm so glad she's working. So I'm like, sure, why not go off? Like, she should hate Franco, of course. I mean.
What I love is just that there's been so long we've been like on a dry spell of Monica, and then all of a sudden, the last month or so, man, we are just getting a lot of Leslie Charleston, which is great, and she's just tearing into it.
She sure is. She was like working it out. She was like, Franco, I don't like you, and you don't be bringing stuff in here. She was just not having it. But it was kind of funny. It was like, I'm just bringing in a box. Maybe some contraband. He's like, okay, maybe it is contraband. Like he was just playing with her. He just like, I don't care about you at all.
When she gets the call to the page,
don't go anywhere.
Yeah, like okay, I'll just stay right here.
I know. And he goes around the corner and he pulls up the dog. But that was kind of funny. Gave it to Jake, and we're talking 2 powerhouse actors. So we're seeing Billy Miller, and Roger Howarth. So I'm like, any scenes with them, I'm really happy. I just hope it turns into something better than just him stalking them.
Yeah, I don't want a reprise of what James Franco was doing when he was playing Franco.
I know. And ironically, James Franco was on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. That's what he talking about his time in General Hospital. It's kind of weird.
Oh, cool.
But I was reading that the other day.
But I just felt like when James Franco played the character, it was just so kind of one note and just so over the top that I felt like you ran out of places to take him because he was just constantly just going to these extremes. And it's like, oh, man, I liked kind of how they... I mean, when you take out the tumor... Yeah. And you kind of use that as the crux of like, oh, this is a whole issue about why he was behaving the way he was. But then it seems like, well, no, not really.
Yeah, I like the fact that he was trying to go on the road to redemption. He started with Carly first, and that Nina was kind of like these two tortured souls. I mean, I was just hoping that it was going to really work out. We'll talk about them a little later, but their scenes, the breaking up was really good. But him focusing on Jason again. I'm gonna wait and see what happens. I'm gonna, I mean, he watched them make love, whatever, him and Sam.
Great.
In the barn.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds fantastic. And I don't know about the etiquette. Certainly, I mean, so Franco gives Jake the dog because he can't hold on to her anymore.
Yes.
So, and he's a buddy with Jake. So, I mean, somebody gives one of your children a dog. Would you be offended by that, or do you like, oh no, that's so cool?
Well, I wouldn't be offended, but I'd be like, you need to talk to me first. I would say that. I would just say, okay, that's really nice that you want to do that, but you need to talk to me first. If we're allowing them to have dogs, if my child have had a discussion about dogs, and what that means, you don't know what situation at home. I mean, is Liz still homeless? I don't know where she lives. I mean, like, what's going on there? I think it's kind of like he should have asked Jason and Elizabeth, not just, I mean, for whatever reason he should have asked them.
Well, certainly Jason's look on his face that when he just turns over to Franco and just says, what have you done?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, what you done? Hey, jackass.
And I love that. I love it. I hate you. The kids have said it to me many times. So, I mean, that's just like the whole thing. I hate you, Dad. He's like, I still love you. You can hate me. I still love you. I'm like, that's a great parent reaction, though. I love that Billy Miller's Jason does get along with Jay. Like, he knows how to handle Jason taking any crap from him.
Yeah, and I do like that. And Franco just used that just after that to just kind of push Jason's buttons until he could provoke him enough to just put him in a chokehold.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And then Obrecht and Sam come in at the right time, of course.
Yes.
To stop it.
But I do like at least Lisa was saying, like, why are you instigating this guy?
Right.
Yeah. Don't antagonize him.
What's that about? Like, it was kind of I guess the writers are deciding. I guess they're going that direction. So I'll keep my eyes open to see, stay open to what's going on and see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, as Franco was saying, like, if you want to play a game, you have to have a worthy opponent. Yeah. So, like,
So is this the Jason story we're getting, I guess, at this point? I mean, like, everybody says they want Jason and Sam to have a story. Is this it? Would he go after Sam? Would he go after Sam again and do all that? I mean, I don't know.
That just really, I don't know. I'm not like, I'd rather them do something new and different with Franco than just have him backslide into everything that we've seen before.
I don't know.
Yes.
But I'll keep it up. We'll see. I guess we'll see.
And then we also, speaking of, just backsliding and love and support, we see that Alexis is enjoying the love and support she's getting from everybody for defending Carlos. Everybody's just like, yay, look at you, Alexis. Thank you so much.
But that scene, though, when she pulled out that dagger and went off on Molly, I was like, you go, girl. You want to know what evil is? Let me show you something. She almost said, little bitch. Let me show you something. And she went and grabbed that dagger. It was like, they didn't cut it. I was just like, oh my God, I was so in.
But I love those, just the relationship between the Davis girls right there, that they could just have that kind of just open, upfront conversation. It can get heated, it can get a little tense. But at the end of the day, everybody, you love each other. But we're going to call you on stuff, for sure.
But Lexi was like, okay, you need to watch out, little girl. I am your mother.
Yes.
You will show me. Yeah, you will respect. I was like, you girl. And he's like, that's what I would say, too. Exactly. You get a little, she's like, you get a little mouthy. She was like, she wanted to throw down on her for saying, you get a little mouthy. So yeah, so it was kind of I like that. But you're right, they kind of let everything out, but they love each other, and really Molly's looking out for her mom because everybody knows it sounds weird. Even Michael went off on her. It's like, it seems weird.
Yes.
Like, why would you do this? Like, he's bad. Like, this is horrible.
Again, Alexis being set up for a fall.
I think so.
Where she's just going to be defending Julian until it just shows right in her face, like, he's back in the mob.
That's kind of disappointing, too. Come on, writers. It's kind of disappointing. I think it's sad that we are taking calls tonight, you guys. We'll be taking them later on. People are asking. We will. She also likes to answer, too.
I
know, sorry, girl. I saw like 2 or 3 times. I saw 2 or 3 times. I was like, I try to be good to our fans who are watching.
I understand, but I got you.
She got us. Okay, she got it. Okay. Thanks, daughter.
You got it, Daddy.
So it's completely, I mean, this is Alexis again. She's had bad taste in men. We know this. We've talked about it on the show. She's talked about it as herself. I mean, why are we doing this to her again with Julian? Like, why is he back in? And why? I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna feel so stupid.
I know. Well, and it seems like that seems to be the familiar kind of way they handle these storylines. Is that whoever's kind of the party in the dark will defend that other person.
We're asking what it is.
Oh, love it. Defending that person just up and down. And you just know they're just setting themselves up for a fall. And it happened with Lulu and Dante. I mean, it's going to happen with Nathan and Maxie.
I know. That's another one. I'm just like, train wreck is about to happen on that one, too. We'll get to that in a second. But, yeah, Lexus got a lot of heat. And I think rightly so.
Yeah, I mean, it's such
why,
a...
thank you. Oh, wait, no.
Oh, Lex,
Sorry.
you are hot, but that's another story.
You don't want the kind of heat that this Alexis was
Yeah,
getting.
this Lexus is getting on the
I
show.
got to catch a little bit of some of the episodes this week, and I was like, all right, yeah, no, I just wanted to see who I was associated with, and not so much.
She's a great actress, though. But yeah, no, it's just it's gonna. And Carlos, well, when they found that there was a person, a Hale guy, Carlos was like, what?
Yeah, it's well, we might as well jump into that too.
Okay.
You know, we got a ex-junkie trying to make amends. Look at that. Finally, it only took him a year to make amends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he just happened to be breaking into cars. Supposedly saw what happened between Duke and Carlos. It seems very much like a Sunny setup, for sure. I mean, the way they've been setting that. Max, great job. Way to go.
Oh my God! And part of this, of course, storyline is Julian sending a hit out on the guy, of course, because he happened to conveniently look at Lexus's purse. There was a briefcase was sitting there. I was like, ooh, what's this? Let me look at that. And found his name.
Yeah,
I think it was Hale something. Hale Garrett.
So crazy to me that Alexis knows that she really has a conflict of interest, can't really talk to Julian about the case. We got to keep this separate. Yet just shows like, oh, here's the information about this key witness. I'm putting it right in my briefcase, right in front of you, right there.
God, it's like, oh my God.
And then going upstairs and leaving it behind.
Yes. I know. Think your little Leo, of course, was upstairs.
And I'm wondering if Sonny is maybe one step ahead of them and figures that Julian would find out about this from Alexis and is setting this up for Julian to expose himself.
Ooh, good question. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know.
Rather than just, I mean, the added benefit is that it could stick Carlos for sure.
Yeah.
But if Julian tries to plan a hit, which it seems like he's doing, and gets busted for something like that, that maybe it outs Julian as well. I don't know.
That's the whole point. Everybody wants Julian outed. This was somebody.
Yeah.
Half the town wants Julian outed. Like, everybody kind of knows he's behind everything, but he needs to be somebody to just say yes. And it's like there's a whole domino effect to the story, which I do kind of like. I like umbrella storylines.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of Julian, let's just dive right into him because what I do like is Julian rocking a high top.
Yeah, he was. I like it. It's good.
Oh, come on. That high top was ridiculous. His hair is so ridiculous looking.
I like it.
Oh, man. That is a terrible do. I feel like he's in one of those like transition phases. Like his hair is going somewhere, but right now it's just in this awkward phase.
Oh, I disagree. I like his hair. I think it's fine. Sometimes getting haircuts that may be a little different.
Oh, it is so high.
You try to change it off a little bit.
Oh,
you get a little older. You want to try to look a little younger. I don't know.
He looks ridiculous, but he did lend a sympathetic ear to Nina.
Yes.
Right there over in Crimson.
Yeah, that was very interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like, okay, what are you doing in my chair? What are you doing in my office? I'll get your financials later. And then she starts to cry, and it's like, do you want to talk about it? And actually, it was like they had a little moment.
Yeah, I mean, I could see, and that started me thinking like, all right, well, if Nina's breaking up with Franco, the one thing that Julian does have that Nina certainly does want is a child, a young child at that.
Oh, yeah.
So I could certainly see a connection to be with Julian, help raise a child right there.
Julian and Nina.
That's a quick way of getting a child in your life.
Interesting. Julian and Nina with Olivia on the sidelines again.
Yes.
Because you already got Alexis, and then that'd be interesting. Because it starts to come out with Alexis and Julian at some point, which she's going to say goodbye to him.
She has to.
And he has nobody else really. He's not romantically linked to anybody else. I mean, I don't think him and Olivia will get together.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So that's actually. Oh my God! Cheryl's like, does Frank realize that his hair is pretty high too?
Yeah, but there's a difference, Cheryl. There's a difference right there. Put up some shade. All right.
Good on you, Cheryl.
I had to read it out. I had to. This is Shady Sunday. You go, Cheryl. Some Shady Sunday. I love it.
Yeah, I would put, if you put mine and Julian's hair next to each other, I think I'm pulling it off better.
I think Mark J. Freeman's would still win out of both of you guys, the highest hair.
Well,
Yep, I was going to say next.
Yes, Mark J. Freeman would win that one. I think Cheryl will agree with that also, that Mark, he would win. But yeah, so it was really cute seeing with them together, talking. I thought that was interesting. I never really seen them besides the fighting and him trying to make sure that she doesn't make it, like it was a nice little tender, friendly scene, and he has his own problems too, and she was kind of like, "Well, you want to talk about yours?" But I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, because I feel like a scene like that you're gonna drop in if you're kind of testing the waters.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so I feel like, all right, I could see them kind of pursuing this a little bit more.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit, or at least they're really start getting friendlier with each other, and they run. He's the parent company, of course, and it kind of flows that way. Maybe it might lead to something.
And certainly, I mean, Nina's, had, well, her problems in her past. There are kind of some of her actions. So I'm wondering how she would feel hanging out and being involved with a mobster.
I know, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Because she's so youthful. I mean, for being, of course, of the age that she is, but she lost 20 years. She's just so youthful. I don't know if she could handle all that. I mean, it kind of funny. I mean, Michelle Stafford's a great actress. We can see what she would do with that.
Yeah. And I wonder if she would just overlook a lot of that just because there's a chance to raise little Leo. And kind of have like a mothering kind of role. Yeah,
to me, out of all of them up and through General Hospital, she has a right to be upset and want a baby, I think. That's what I think. The brainy Lee Dum says, the higher the hair, the closer you are to God.
Oh, my goodness.
There you go.
We're practically high-fiving me in the Lord Almighty. All right.
There you go. I like that. Cheryl says she likes Julina. They call it Julina Nita. Julina.
Oh, all right.
That's a name already. I love it.
Man.
Okay, Julina. I guess sounds good.
She's been faster and faster these days.
I know they are getting faster
up.
and faster. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with them and kind of what happens with the company. And I'm really invested in this whole Crimson storyline. I think she should have. I know she wants a kid. I get why she wants a kid. I totally am on her side on that. It was taken away from her, so I totally am on her side.
Yeah, it's, well, and then we might as well just hop right into it. We talked about Nina as we were talking about Nina and Franco with that breakup scene.
I thought it was a great scene. He was so cold and so reserved, just have to say goodbye. That's it. And her being all like raccoon eyes at the end. Again, actresses on TV, I give it to her. She was like, I'll give it to you. It was kind of a realistic scene in a way of two people who want two different things.
Yeah, but I also felt like, Franco was always upfront about what he wanted.
He was.
For better or for worse, he was always honest with Nina about I don't want kids. I don't want that. And Nina was kind of shady about that, even though I can understand exactly why she wants a kid so badly. But she wasn't quite as upfront about her actions about wanting that baby as Franco was about
which is a youthful thing. When you're younger, you do stuff like that sometimes, and so you're just like, well, they'll change. I can change them, and that's a common thing in relationships a lot of times, whether it's a baby or anything else. They say they don't want to get married. They say they want to buy a house. We'll get together. They'll change their mind at some point. Yeah. So you are kind of slightly dishonest.
Very true. But I'm just wondering, because I feel like Nina, that's why I think something with Julianne can work, because I don't know if, where her character can go, because this whole baby thing is as she says, it was taken away from her, and she doesn't know how she can get past that unless she has some sort of resolution to that.
Well, you know what I think? This is going to be just about Roger's acrobatics. He did do the cartwheel into the couch. That was kind of cool. I think. See, I see. We're not doing predictions yet, but I see some Nina Dylan, Kiki threesome.
Oh no,
I do. I see something. I see something there. She said, "You're my boss," blah blah. But they work together. I don't know. I can see something happening, possibly.
Yeah, it's because, and we'll get to Dylan and Kiki in a second. But I'm so excited to see her with somebody else. I don't want her wrapped up in another kind of three-way, another triangle scene.
I know, but they keep putting them together though. So I'm like, and they're not at the office. They're always bumping into each other. So I just think there's something they're trying to either test out.
Yeah.
And see what's going on. But she can go that. But she can go other directions too. I think that that'd be really creative with her. But she could go some other directions, I think. But I think Julian might be one of the directions. Although I'm sort of no. I don't must say I want them together, Dylan and Nina. But I'm just saying they keep putting them together. So with this weird, odd sexual tension thing.
Yeah.
With her.
And it was interesting just when she's there. She gives Franco the apartment.
Yes.
Says,
she's like, yeah. He's like, it's your apartment. He's like, you can have it.
Yeah. It's like I'll have my stuff sent to me over at the Metro Court.
Yes.
But then it's like, are you gonna be okay? It's like, you don't need to worry about that. That's not your business anymore. Just keep walking. It's like one foot in front of the other.
She had a hard time with those bags.
Yeah.
She's like, let me get 2 bags, girl. What was the problem? And we'll have Robert Palmer Watkins on next Sunday, so we can ask him in person more about.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's Dylan, so we can ask him all about how he feels about that anyway, because people are asking about it. And someone says Nina and Finn. They haven't even crossed paths yet.
Oof, yeah. I
don't know. I was just saying that. Because it said Finn has not met Kiki or Ava or Nina. Have met any of them.
Yeah, I wonder how long they're going to wait before they drop that. Because of course, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, she looks so much
People like Finn already. Everybody's saying, I think Nina and Finn will be cute together. People are liking it. I don't know. Frank's not with you on this one yet.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, guys. But it was interesting to see. Well, I mean, because the longest thing with Franco is that he's been struggling with his art. He's kind of lost his voice or his muse. Yes. As soon as things start going a little sour in his life and he starts feeling that antagonism towards Jason, all of a sudden he picks up the sketch pad and the art just starts flowing out of him again. Of Nina.
That's right.
Yeah. So
very interesante, as we say in Spanish.
Yeah, and a little interesting portrait that he drew over.
It was a little creepy.
Yeah,
I was like, it was talented. It was a little creepy, I will say. But no. I mean, I think that again, they're trying to. This is kind of like now they're spinning them both off. Nina's going this way, and Franco's going this way. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with both these stories, these characters, because they're kind of kooky and off. They were good together. So now I mean, I have a feeling with Franco's gonna be Liz, but that's another story. But I just think it'd be interesting to do with her. Like, where are they gonna put her at? Because she has Crimson, she's kind of friendly with Maxie. She has Nathan as her brother, Liesl as her aunt. So she has family there, kind of. So I don't know.
I'm wondering though, with Franco, is he a viable long-term person to have in a relationship? Because we've seen it fail with Carly, we've seen it fail with Nina. You try it with Liz, can you really invest in that? Because you think I mean, it could be a third time's a charm kind of deal, especially with Jake involved.
Yes.
But, I mean, he's always just, I mean, there's always just, you're waiting for the other shoe to drop with him constantly.
Well, I'm watching just like what they're doing. Like you said, just kind of watching what they're doing. And it seems like, again, they're pushing him and Liz in the same orbit. So.
And I thought, which I agreed. And I was like, all right, that'd be interesting to see what that would be like. But then all of a sudden they add to it this Jason 180 thing, which I'm like, that just seems like it's, those two things aren't going to work well together. I don't see how he could be with Liz, because there's no way that Liz, regardless of what her feelings are towards Jason, they're not in a relationship. She does care about him. Mm-hmm. She would not be with Franco if Jason said, "Hey, don't be with Franco."
That's true.
I can't imagine that she.
Well, Carly did though, but Jason wasn't around.
Yeah. So
that's a good question. I mean, that's a good point. I don't know. It's really interesting to see what they do. I don't know.
All right. So, well, as we're talking about people that are living in that apartment, everybody seems to be crossing paths in there. We've got Kiki.
Yes.
Kiki the shut-in.
Yes, the shut-in.
There you go.
Yes.
And Dylan's little hero alert just goes off there when he finds out that Kiki's just boarded up in that apartment. Won't be going out for anything.
Because I felt like her before we first got there. It's like, why is he on this part of town? I thought the same thing. She was like, Because I was like, yeah, why are you all the way over here getting tired? I was about to curse the writers and say, okay, come on, writers. But then obviously she called him out on it. He admitted.
Yeah.
And he wanted to check on her.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was interesting that her mom comes by earlier, and I do like how she knocks on the door. Kiki, let me in. I'm like, it's your mother. Let me in. Who announces themselves like that?
Ava does.
Yeah. All right.
And she was cold to her too. She was like, yeah, I'll just stay here. I don't need to come with you. I'll just stay here at the house. And Ava was crushed. She was like, what? You just said you want to come with me and your sister. I mean, what's going on? Well, you can't. I just have to wait a little longer. That's kind of weird. You can't really come home yet. Because some stuff may be going down. Oh, I'm scared. I want to come home with you. I'm scared.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I can understand Ava always like, I want my girls with me. But come on, Ava, you kind of made your own bed with all that stuff.
You sure did. But yeah, go ahead.
I love the Dylan and Kiki stuff. We've been, I mean, and all of us have talked about here on the show, but how much we want to see Kiki outside of the Corinthos orbit for a little while, just to kind of stretch her wings as a character and see how it's like to have her interact with the other people on the canvas. And I'm digging the Kiki Dylan stuff. I'm just excited to see her doing something else.
But you got Morgan sending her texts like, I just want to say goodnight to you. I just wonder what's going on. But no, I agree. I think these two are great together, and I think they just really work. And as a young couple, they look good together.
Yeah. And it feels like Kiki's reactions are just like, wow, it's nice to be having some sort of, just like talking to somebody and not have to worry about, somebody sadly bipolar, but just waiting for some kind of weird thing to happen right here, or somebody to kind of go off the track, and just have it be like, this is a nice kind of normal kind of conversation, and maybe a potential relationship with a guy that I don't have to really worry about anything right now. And
they had a really good conversation. He brought up Georgie Jones. He brought up his first girlfriend and how it was which was almost 10 years ago. Won a few things in real time, and they really showed a softer side of him opening up to her, and her kind of saying, "Oh, I didn't know that. That's quite really interesting." And it was just kind of cute. And he changed his own tire, so it was fine, whatever. But it was a great moment. It was a nice kind of quiet couple of segments they had together.
And I sad to say, it's like I know they tried to pair him up with Valerie for a little while, and I feel like I like the chemistry between Kiki and Dylan much more than I did between Dylan and Valerie.
I agree. Dylan and Valerie were cute. They were cute together. I just think this one is actually much more natural, and he's really protective of her a little bit. It was kind of nice, and she kind of likes that. He doesn't really demand so much of her. He's fun. He's new. You can tell she kind of likes him.
Yeah.
But she got Morgan. Morgan's gonna freak. Oh, he's gonna freak.
Man, it's like Morgan. You got to realize.
Oh, he's gonna freak.
Yeah.
He's a Corinthos. He's gonna freak.
Oh boy, just let it go.
He is going to freak. So, but I liked them together. It was a cute scene.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing where that's going. So
I agree.
More Dylan Kiki for let's do that. Let's
I
do
agree.
that.
I agree with that. We'll talk to him next week about that. See how he feels about that.
Yeah, and speaking of Morgan, we're talking about him. He spent his time holed up there still there in the loony bin. And then he gets a little visit from his sister Christina.
Yes.
She
I'm forgetting she's the older sister. She's the little brother. I thought you're the older sister.
And yet displays again that she has absolutely no ability to gauge anybody's interest in her. She can't pick up any signs, any signals whatsoever.
The guy was cute, and I was like, this is really interesting. They're pushing it. See, now for me, I'll say this out loud. I have no problem saying this out loud to anybody. I actually would like if she was bi.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
I think they don't have that many bi characters on TV, so I thought if you make her lesbian is fine too, but if make her bi, that would be really interesting, and have her just go through being younger, trying to figure out what that means, and a guy he was really interested in her, and she kind of liked it.
Yeah, but then when she goes and talks to Morgan, like, what? He's interested in me? What? I can't know. What?
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, but it's like, but I thought her and Morgan's scene was actually really cute because, like you said, you don't talk to me like any crazy way. You don't shield me from stuff. You just talk to me. So I guess she's out because it was kind of like they went away commercial or something, and they came back and was just like, so he knows he doesn't know you're gay. I'm like, oh, I guess she knows. I guess he knows. So I thought it was really nice about Sonny and how they're setting it up for Sonny to be really understanding, I think.
Yeah.
They're setting it up.
Absolutely. No, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's his little girl.
This is a little girl. He likes the kids, and he wants his kids to be okay. But I really do think that Morgan is still obsessing now over Kiki because he's in this place where he has 24 hours a day, sometimes just to think about himself. So she's his lifeline, kind of like to not think about something different.
Yeah,
I think, and so I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so bad.
But no, I think it'd be great for him too, just to get involved with somebody else that's not Kiki related.
Who's left?
Or Ava.
There's nobody of age going to be somebody on. I was thinking him and because him and Valerie can't get their cousins.
Yeah. What about Brad's ex-wife?
Bring her back, Rosalie.
Rosalie, bring back Rosalie.
I love Rosalie. I don't where is she? Like, where is she? Oh my gosh, she's so great. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I think he should go in another orbit also and have Kiki, and because it's making her really interesting.
Yes. I'm just because I feel like this opens up a whole lot of other possibilities. I heard her get more involved with Quartermaines, just see what that kind of would be like.
Yes.
It would be really
because she does have history with them. Remember, for a while, she thought she was a Quartermaine.
Yes.
She was married both to Michael and Morgan. So there's a whole bunch of stuff there that could be mined actually. It was played by Kristen Allison before, but now that her in it, they could totally mine all that and work it out.
No, I would thoroughly enjoy that. So we've got those guys, and as we were talking about Morgan. Let's see with Christina. What I do like about the whole Corinthos kids is just, man, they all love each other. There's not like one black sheep in the family at all. Even though from other than probably Michael and I guess with all the aging up of the characters, who knows? I guess they've been around each other's orbits for a while. But you just always think like a Michael and Morgan probably being the closest.
Yes,
because they probably spend the most time
but
together.
Chrissy was in there. I think Chrissy was always kind of in there, and even Molly, even though she's a cousin, the four of them were kind of together. Dante came later. But they're close to Dante too. Their brothers are close to Dante. You don't see enough Christina Dante though.
No, that's true. You don't see it after that. Or and I guess like Jocelyn. I mean, the fact that she's Carly's daughter as opposed to.
Oh, she is part of that too.
Yeah.
You never see any of that. So that she did come on recently to go to the loony bin.
I got it, yes.
I don't want to say loony bin, to the place where he's recovering.
Yes.
They had a chance to kind of bond a little bit, but you're right. She's very removed from the older. You never see her with Michael, really. You never see her with Jocelyn with Michael.
No, but it seems like now they're going to have a little bit more on the canvas with that interest in Finn's bearded dragon. So maybe that'll go somewhere. One last thing to talk about is we're talking about Molly and Sonny for a little bit. Just talking about the Corinthos kids.
Yes.
Let's talk about Molly's dad, Rick, who wants to be part of the cool attorneys club. Sonny's denying him access to that.
I love how Carly just is that's hashtag she can't. She's like, I can't handle you, and she saw. Oh, okay, this was almost my quote of the week. I have to say it. Rick to Carly, for being in the hospitality business, you're not very hospitable. She's like, no, it's just you. That was almost my quote of the week. I thought that was so funny when she said that, because she just. I mean, Carlos, wrong person. Sonny's like, well, you understand why, of course. I mean, like,
yeah,
you did tie her up when she was pregnant, like that stuff, or change her room. But yeah, it's just kind of, it was just really funny the way that she just gives him attitude when he's like, oh, what is he doing here? But him and Sonny have really worked it out. I mean, they're brothers.
Yeah, and I like Rick is finally like, hey, enough of this. You know,
tell me what's going on. Yeah. What's going on?
I want to be in the inner circle.
Yes.
Come on, you can trust me, right? I mean, brother, you know what you say here stays with me. Mm-hmm. I mean, so as much as they've kind of worked it out, I could never fully trust Rick. I could never fully trust him.
I can't. You know, it's funny. Rick really just, like, I think Rick, like, he loved Liz. I think he really did love her. And he really wanted to be with her. And the whole Jason, I mean, everything, it kept blowing up in his, things kept blowing up in his face. I think he did. I think he does mean well in some situations, but he just reverts to type.
No, and I certainly, where Molly's concerned, I feel like that he always means well there.
Oh yeah, he loves Molly. Yeah. That's one thing too. But I think with Sonny, he really wanted Sonny's approval. He really wants to be in Sonny's circle and be a good brother, I think.
And after having so many years of it being at odds with each other, it's nice to see a different shade of that relationship.
I agree.
But so while Sonny doesn't bring him into the real inner circle, he does give him an important mission, which is Operation Mystery Kidney.
Mystery Kidney.
Mystery Kidney. Yes.
And Carly's like, really him? So he can help. He can do something.
So as we all know, Jocelyn supposedly got Jake's kidney when she needed it.
Right.
But now that Jake's alive and well and walking around, whose kidney is this?
She was telling Finn about that. It's so funny because it is true like that. I'm glad they didn't drop that because I thought they were going to drop it. It was like, wait a minute. After all this that went down, whose kidney does she have? It's kind of weird.
That was a nice slow burn on that story where it's like, thank you for not forgetting that, because that's always been like just dangling around.
Well, I think because school will be out, I think that's why the kids will be ramping up. Most subs will ramp up in the summertime. Yeah. So I think we'll see more of Jocelyn. Anyway, I think it's probably good. We'll see more of her, but it's just Alden Bryan says same. I don't trust Rick either. But no, I think that it's going to be a really good storyline with Jocelyn. Maybe she'll get sick again a little bit or something. They have to really look into it. I mean, who knows? Maybe somebody famous. Somebody on the canvas already.
Oh, yeah, they gave up their kidney.
Finn could be, or not Finn. What's his name? Griffin.
Oh yeah.
Maybe give him kidney. Claudette.
Yeah.
Who knows how to explain? Just make it somebody.
But it is interesting because now relating that with Finn. I mean, Carly opens up and tells Finn all about this, and I do like, and I don't. Because I know Ladine's like, oh, I see some chemistry between them. And I don't know if I necessarily see chemistry between them, but I do see like a very much of a developing friendship between the two of them.
See, I'm with Ladine, I see chemistry, but people on here are saying they love their friendship.
Yes.
And again, I think men and women can be friends, I guess. But I see a little chemistry, which I, again, never saw before when he played other characters. It's like so funny. He really is playing this like a whole new character, and I'm really seeing him as a whole new character.
No, and it's cool to see him interact with, and you especially see that with characters that he hasn't interacted with before.
I know.
It's like, all right, he's totally something
I give the writers 100% on this one. I think they really created, with him, of course, this really interesting, quirky character with an interesting story that we could... Oh, sorry. I'm not going to renew my subscription right now. That'll be later. I'm doing a show right now. Dell. No, but I'm seeing him in just a different light, and I really do see him and Carly. I can see them being friends, of course. I know I see something else a little bit too, but that's.
I don't know, because what I do love about Carly is that if she wants you as a friend,
she's gonna go.
Yeah, you're gonna be your friend. Friends. Yeah, you're gonna be your friend.
He said we're friends. He's like, we are. He goes, I think we are. I mean, we're friends, right? I'm just like, I guess we are. So I think he's amused by her.
Yeah, and well, I don't think it's like for me. I don't see it as a romantic connection, but I definitely see. When Carly decides to make that bond with somebody, I mean, she's in. She doesn't do half measures.
No, she doesn't. And again, two powerhouse actors, Michael Easton, Laura Wright. More, please. I'll take it.
So hopefully teeing up something interesting going on with the summer is we're trying to figure out whose kidney is this.
Is this the magic kidney?
Somebody walking around with a scar right there. And, we're going to be seeing those shots, like the shaky cam on somebody's like back when you see a little kidney scar. Like,
it'd be great for somebody from the past.
Yeah,
coming back.
That would be intriguing.
Somebody who's a match for her, obviously, because we thought Jake is not a relative, obviously, of Jocelyn at all. But what if it was a relative? What was another kind of relative, someone else in the family?
Yeah,
like
and
Quartermaines or well, not Quartermaines, like Spencers, or I mean, I just wonder what it could be. What it could be.
now, I'd be curious to see that, or maybe I wonder if it's somebody over from
Jerry Jacks.
Yeah, yeah, Jerry Jackson's kidney.
It's his kidney. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I mean, that's the one thing we haven't seen much of Jax in forever. It'd be great to get him back on canvas.
Yeah.
For sure, but I think the one thing about this that'll be really cool is just, and I've lost my point.
All righty, kids.
Look at that!
There you go.
I got so excited, I lost my
Yeah,
point.
that's right. It happens when you get a little older.
Yeah, that's right. What? Well, where are we?
Where are we? What are we doing? We're doing General Hospital, Days of Our Lives. We're doing on a Restless. What are we doing? So, yes.
Yeah. But speaking of Finn, we're talking about GH, and I do like in that scene with Carly, which is like, hey, GH is a great place, but there is a dark underbelly.
Yes, there is. You did say that.
And I like the idea of us kind of exploring the dark underbelly of what's maybe something that's been going on in the GH for a while that nobody really knows about. And we can get a really chance to get a good look at that now because Obrecht ousted as chief of staff.
You know, and we're having Kathleen Gotti on in a few weeks. We'll talk to her about that, so that's been kind of fun. It was very interesting. I mean, she was so disheveled looking and everything. Like, what were you doing in there? Were they pulling your hair?
She was like...
It's a meeting. She was all hair this way, like, oh, what's going on? I love, again... Kathleen Gotti, Jane Elliott. See, I'm all in. I'm all in because she should have been ousted a long time ago.
She should have been. And as much as I wanted to see that happen, I'm also kind of bummed that we rushed all the way to it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I wanted to see more tension. Yeah, between Obrecht and Tracy leading up to that.
Yes.
But then all of a sudden we just jumped to, it's already happened, and see you later.
And Monica, do you want the position again? And Monica's like, sure. And then she's like, okay, I'll be polite. We can talk about some kind of, while you're here. And Tracy's like, yeah, janitor or whatever. I was kind of laughing about that. I love the fact that they're focusing on the actual hospital. So the general hospital part of General Hospital is happening.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, and with that idea of like Monica now being the chief of staff, and you've got this potential like dark underbelly that's been laying there underneath it. That's a nice little mystery to kind of unpack and unsolve between there. So that could give her a lot of stuff. And it seems like Tracy wants to kind of be still involved with the hospital. It seems like that's a great thing for her to be. I mean, they've been so great together.
Yes.
Jane Elliott and Leslie Charleston. So
Oh my God! Their scene in the almost in the refrigerator.
In the elevator.
A little hungry.
See, look at that. We're both losing it.
Yeah, it was a day. We need the ladies to put us back together. No, I had a big slurpee before the shake came on, so I'm on the sugar high. When they were in the elevator, and she's like, "Did you have something to do with Obrecht's departure?" Or whatever? She's like, "So if you tell me yes, I'm going to no." And they kind of put her hand, Monica puts her hand on Tracy's shoulder, and then Tracy puts her hand on her hand. And that was a great scene to kind of smile as the doors close. I love that scene. Yeah. It was such a great scene. But yeah, I'm loving that they're. I hope Obrecht stays at the hospital of some sorts. But it'll be interesting to see. They're really focusing. I don't know if you have it down on your notes about Brad and Finn talking.
Yes. Because basically Monica's first action, before they even talk about the contract or anything like that, Monica, as you know, first action is like, hey, we want to get Finn locked down here. Yep. And Finn's like, nah, I can't do that. And it's like, what do you mean you can't do it? It's like, I got to go back to Minneapolis. And they say, hey, we'll give you unfettered access to this lab. It's like, I don't like to share. We got enough room for everybody. So they basically just give him the keys of the kingdom in terms of the lab.
They did.
Yeah.
And Brad's like, excuse me.
Yeah, it's like, hold on.
I'm a supervisor. I love people make fun of his name. He's like Brad Cooper, okay. Which is just a great name. They did that. But yeah, he was just like, yeah, I was told I don't need to be watched. I'll do the graveyard shift. And then Brad's like, no. We don't know nobody in my lab before. Well, I'm not there. So it's very interesting to see kind of what happens there. And he's like, my last obstacle. I remember we said about Brad, my last obstacle. It's like he was just so exhausted. He was like, I finally made it through, and then now I got Brad Cooper on my tail. I love it. So I thought it was really good. And I just think that the hospital, this whole hospital stuff, is just making me so happy because it's the hospital.
And I want to give a special shout out for that scene when Monica gets handed all that new material about all the new schedules and all that stuff. Terry, the
Terry. Hello, Terry. Hello, Terry.
That's a friend of mine, Joanna Hackman. So yes.
Oh, that's so funny. Hi, Joanna. That's great.
Yes, look at that. Joanna Hackman playing the role of Terry. Hopefully more scenes to come in the future. Who knows? But look at that. They gave her a name. So
they did, and lines. That's good. Oh, go on, Terry.
So,
I'm very proud of that.
We watched it in our break room there at work and got to see with her watching that all happen.
Oh,
so
my God.
That was cool. Yeah, so way to go, Joanna Hackman.
Oh, God, Joanna, that's good. Cheryl Hawk says she read that Obrecht's going to be the record clerk.
Oh, really?
Maybe. I heard a rumor, too, reading around, and I'm just going to pass it out to anybody, that they're trying to hire another nurse named Amy. That would be very reminiscent of Amy Vining, who was on the show for 100 years, Laura's sister. And Amy, in real life, Shel Kepler died in real life, so she can't be back on. But there's a whole because Amy was like a busybody.
Yes.
Everything. So a young girl, maybe that could be a love interest or somebody. She's big how young she is.
Morgan, right there.
Morgan.
There you go. Let's lock this down
I thought that just now when Cheryl said that, I was like, oh yeah, I read a rumor about that too. But yeah, but maybe she's a record clerk. That's right up her alley, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean the one thing, it's like as we talked about, like her being ousted for much long ago, that should have happened. It's just I felt like she was just played so one note, where she was always just like like the doom and gloom of the hospital. But when you get a chance to see, after everything that happens, she goes over and she talks to Nathan. Oh, yeah. And with Ryan Pivey just having such a really nice, just like tender scene between the two of them, just talking. It's like, I would have liked to seen more of that injected along the way, so that I would have, even if she's sort of the bad guy in the situation, I still would have felt a little bit more sympathy towards her.
I agree.
At this point, I was just like, fine, good, please move on.
But I did like to see. I like the scene though. Anything to see them act and kind of bring them together as mother. They're an odd mother and son duo, kind of. But the way she looks at him, and he's just like, "Okay, mother, mom, whatever you need." And so I thought it was a great scene. Like, I like the scene for scene's sake. I like the scene.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's interesting between her relationship with Britt as opposed to her relationship with Nathan. Completely different. I mean, she is just a lot more stern and strict with Britt.
Yes.
With Nathan, it's just like you see more of the soft, nurturing side come out.
I have to say, with Nina, a while back, she was actually nice to her. Was like, you want Franco, you need to go, and I'll help you out. Because it's like they're all kind of this weird family. It's kind of, it's a little fractured, a little off, but they're family. So, Cheryl says they did hire this Amy person to play Amy, and she'll be starting soon. She will be a busybody.
Oh, all right. We're going to have somebody, which I guess will be working great if she's going to be the record clerk. We're going to have this dark underbelly of things that have been happening. We're going to figure out what's going on.
The pills are missing, too.
Yeah, kidneys are missing.
Kidneys
are showing up all over the place. What's going on?
People's bodies. Like, it's kind of weird. They're taking for some reason. Like, it's kind of, but, the peel thing is, does Dr. Finn, is he part of it? Is that something he looks so suspicious when Tiffany was talking about it.
Yeah.
And Monica was talking about it. He looks suspicious, like, pills. Like, he just like...
I'm hoping not, because I feel like you've got enough with him already injecting some kind of lizard blood into him or something like that. Whatever he's doing with that lizard.
Oh, bearded dragon.
Bearded dragon. Sorry, yep, that's right. He would admonish me for that.
Yes, it was bearded dragon.
His service animal. But one last thing there with Dr. Finn, and we're talking about Epiphany, in between being frustrated that she has to go and do inventory again, she does make sure that Finn, with having no say in the matter, is going to be performing at the nurses' ball.
Yes, right. The flyers are going out.
Flyers, yes.
We can't see the flyers, of course. We usually see them always like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so May 21st, about 24th, I'm like, okay, so we can't see the flyers. But, I mean, they're out there somewhere. So they went in, he's like, I don't sing, dance, do magic, I don't do nothing.
But he'll be doing something.
He'll be doing something.
We're getting at that time of year, the nurses' ball coming along, and as I've said to James many times, it's an event that I don't understand how the people in this universe care about a bunch of doctors and nurses, and they treat it like it's a red carpet premiere, and I don't understand this at all.
I do.
What did poor Charles? Poor Charles has to have something else to do at night. They got to just watch like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Watch something else. You can't be, who cares? I don't understand this.
Again, there's some things I will suspend belief. On a soap.
I can't. It's so ridiculous.
I know you can't. I'm like, it's fine. I'm like, that's fine.
And our last little bit of business in the hospital, we talked about Brad recently.
Yes.
Brad and Lucas trying to lock down a date and venue.
Hello, folks. May, June, July, those are all filled with weddings and proms. I mean, there's nothing going on. You can't do nothing in those days, those months. There's nothing going on. So, nurses' ball. Are they getting married at the nurses' ball?
Oh, man. Is that what you want? Oh, boy. Yeah. All right. I mean, it seems like I keep talking around that date, so hooray.
Oh, side note, everybody. Just a little side note. People are actually talking about who won and who lost on the Emmys on here, too. Oh. I'm not going to read out loud or say it out loud to anybody because you haven't watched them yet. I don't know if you're watching them online or going to watch them. We'll comment on them next week. We'll comment on them, but I'm not gonna comment on what I'm seeing on there.
Yeah, but also if you're interested in getting a chance to comment, have your thoughts being discussed right there tomorrow night here on AfterBuzz. Yeah, we've got a couple people breaking down. One member from Dishing Days, and then our own Lucretia Lyon will be breaking down the Daytime Emmy Awards.
They're both there. It's Matthew Evan Payne. and him. They're both there right now at the Emmy, so they'll be able to actually talk about it behind the scenes, and they're gonna break down the whole thing for you guys.
Yeah, if you're watching, you're checking out, you can see how Lucretia and Ladine both all gussied up for the event.
I saw a picture of Ladine. I was like, you guys, there was some hot stuff going on.
Yes,
it was hot stuff. That's his other partner. I know that's his other partner of Link.
The stars weren't just in front of the camera for the Daytime Emmy Awards, also behind as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Mm-hmm, it was. That's right.
One person that is attending the Daytime Emmy Awards, though, is good old Donnell Turner. Who plays Curtis. And, of course, had a little scene here this week with Hayden.
He likes him some Hayden. He
Yes.
does. He likes him some Hayden. I love it. Because I love that the way he was talking to her. She was so rude to the bartenders. He just totally went off on her. Like, come on, they can spit in your food, they can spit in your drink. And she really seems like she does want to pay restitution for some of the stuff that her father did, I guess.
Yeah, and it had her momentary bit of shade right there. It's like, oh, thanks, as that advice from a recovering coke addict.
Yes. He's like, hey. She's like, I'm sorry. I just lost everything. But then when she said she had $5 million in prenup, he was like, excuse me, you didn't lose everything.
Yeah, it's like for as much, it seems so weird, like the stuff they're showing us and not showing us, because it's like, okay, we're hearing all about this secondhand, about this prenup of $5 million.
No matter what happens, like you said, no matter what happens, I get $5 million.
Yeah, so I mean, because like, where has she been like ever since Nicholas dropped that bond on her? Where's she been hanging out?
Right.
Because she's not sleeping in Windermere for sure. He's not letting her do that.
Well, he did say, "Let's go home." Maybe she was staying with Curtis. Well, maybe not, because she just went like she wasn't staying. I don't know. You're right. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so it seems so weird, but yeah, it seems like it's so weird to hear her talking about that now. It's like because she was so shady about wanting to have control of this company. You never heard once about like restitution potential. Yeah. I was thinking about potential restitution for all these people that my father had done this to.
Again, I don't really care about that part of the story. I don't care because we don't know who Richard Berlin was or whatever. I have no connection to that. I just like her as an actress, and I like her character. And I thought it was just very interesting that her and Curtis, like, she's just like, she goes to him. He is just so like, you're my friend. I want to be, I want you to just come to me, and I'm here. And
yeah, it always reminding her, it's like, hey, yeah, we're buddies, right? We're buddies. I always hang out with me. Always hang out with me. It's just like that friend that always reminds you, hey, we're really good friends.
You're my best friend, right? Like, no, we're not really. I may be your best friend. You're not mine. So I can tell you.
And as you were saying, to add insult to injury, she knew she was getting called to task to Tracy. And it's like, I'm probably just getting called just to get fired in front of my face. And which, of course, it was.
Tracy was like, in her turban.
Yes.
She was like, so you really called me all the way over here to do it in person, tell me I'm fired? She's like, yes. I wanted the satisfaction to say this to you. And she told her you're fired. I was like, I kept laughing. I thought it was kind of funny. She was like, she goes, yeah, I wanted to tell you in person.
But it seems interesting in that scene because if like as much as Tracy wanted to just like fire her directly in front of her face, also felt like she wanted to extend some sort of olive branch, and it didn't quite happen.
No.
But it felt like she said, like, I see potential, a wasted potential with you.
And she's like, I know you feel like you've lost everything or something. She was like, you could tell it was kind of a weird moment. She's kind of, do they really like you? Are they frenemies? Kind of like, do they like each other? It just went south, the whole plan? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It was a good question. I don't know.
Because, I mean, I feel like if she hadn't screwed Tracy.
Right. They'd be fine.
Yeah, I think everything would have been good.
I would have liked to see them work together, kind of. I think they would have been good together.
I feel like that scene makes me think that possibility is not completely ruled out.
I get you. Probably not.
But one thing that is ruled out is Finn sending her a Christmas card because Finn lays into her big time.
He was done.
Yeah, and so we get a little bit more about Finn's backstory. That's somebody that he cared about. The funding for this medical clinic and everything just dried up because of everything that Rachel's father did.
Yes.
And so somebody important and close to him died.
Yeah.
So curious to see what that's
about. Well, Monica asked who it was, or Tracy said it was a doctor.
Yeah.
Somebody he cared about was a doctor. So yeah, we get a little bit of backstory, but yeah, he was just like he just went off on her. She's like her eyes got all big, and she was like, So maybe maybe she didn't know what was going on, or maybe she did. Who knows? But I feel like there's some remorse in there somewhere. I think.
Yeah, but I'm curious because without well, she's got $5 million, so that's not a chump change at all to be able to do stuff with. But certainly now, kind of not really in Nicholas's orbit anymore. I would think that a great thing to see what her and Tracy, if she extended some sort of olive branch to give her something to do, and it was just have her bounce between Curtis and Tracy.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm in. So I'm like, anything more Curtis is fine with me. So it's fine. Everybody knows that already, so it's fine.
And let's take a moment just to go international, folks. let's go to Puerto Rico. Let's go over there. Let's just take a second there, a quick segue over there, and check out Michael and Felix, and Michael just being a big dum dum.
Well, Tia Asencia, I knew something was wrong with her. I knew she was muy mala, as we say in Spanish. I was like, something going on there when she was paying off that chick with the baby. He was like, here you go, thanks. She's all gracias. So I knew something was up. I knew something was up. It was too easy. It was just too easy.
Yeah,
Come on, Tia.
And I do like Michael's like, well, why don't when he finds the rattle right there,
Yes.
and it's like, well, why don't you call your friend then right now?
Right now. That's what I'd be like, excuse me, gringo, go back to America because I didn't ask you your opinion. Puerto Rico is America, but I meant like the mainland. And like, just go back to where you came from. It's none of your business what I do in my house. That's what she should have said.
And as for as much as I said months ago that it'd be great to get Michael in pursuit, get her out of Port Charles, kind of pursuing, trying to track down Sabrina. Boy, it proved me wrong. This was really boring, and like, boy,
Yeah.
oof, great.
Well, we don't care about Michael and Sabrina. I just don't give two craps about these two.
Yeah.
I just don't.
No, and I guess I wanted to see that more, just to have Michael or Morgan or Dante to be doing something that wasn't necessarily relationship related amongst Lulu or Kiki, having them out of Port Charles and just having like kind of like some brothers adventure. Glad they decided not to go that direction.
I want to see more Puerto Rico. I was like, can I go see more Puerto Rico, please?
Yeah, at least we saw more of it than we did Ecuador.
Then we did Ecuador. Ecuador was some stairs at church.
Yeah.
But I was more. I love Puerto Rico. I have family in Puerto Rico. I just love Puerto Rico. Oh, Sabrina's dad was the dad from George Lopez show.
Oh.
They look a little familiar. I mean, he looks familiar. I didn't know who he was. He looked familiar.
Oh, look at that.
So a little note. Thank you, Cheryl. I just thought, of course. So he comes back to the mainland, and he goes straight to Well, he talks to Carly and Sonny at first. You're like, give it up.
Yes.
I love Sonny. Great tan. Nice. He took a little tan. Hair was cut a little bit. He had a haircut too. He had a little haircut. He looked a little buffer. Like, go on, Chad Duell. Well, what did you do in your personal life? But you look really good.
Yeah. And everybody is telling him, hey, just let it go.
Right.
Just let it go. She chose Carlos. She chose Carlos, which,
Carlos says something. He says something to him that changes everything.
Ooh, esposa.
And he said esposa. I was like, oh my God, what that means? It means wife.
Now, do you really think that's the case, or are you just trying to screw with Michael?
I don't know. I mean, but it was a way to screw with him, though.
Yeah, great way.
I think it's like, wait a minute. She married you? Like, what? It's like, yes, she was. Because that way, I mean, everybody's kind of right. Because the part that does bug is they're trying to make this everything, the umbrella story, the whole umbrella story hinges on Sabrina coming back. It's kind of weird. Like, for a character that wasn't really around anybody, suddenly it's like everything is all roads lead back to Sabrina coming back. Julian, Anna, Paul, like I said, just like it all leads to Sabrina.
And I just feel like she is not that interesting of a character to merit all that attention.
I agree.
Be like the focal point of such a story.
I agree.
Yeah, it's just like, all
so
right.
there you go. So I'm like, okay.
So she's gonna come back and just be like, oh, all right. So we have Carlos though. Once he finds out that there is a witness, that things aren't going well for him.
He's like Mrs. What do you call it? Mrs. What's Julian's last name?
Jerome.
Mrs.
Jerome.
She's like, no, it's Miss Davis to you. He's so good. He is such a good. He's a good actor. I know you always like he's so over the top, but I think he's having fun doing the role. It seems like he's having a good time.
Oh yeah.
Toying with her, toying with Michael. I mean, he toyed Michael just up and down and up and through that whole thing. He's one sitting down chained, and he's working everybody out on the outside.
Because I do like him talking with Alexis, saying, "Hey, I want a payoff, so I can just disappear and not be found." And she's just putting her head in her hand, like, "I can't. Please, no, I can't do this. I'm a lawyer."
Hey, but Michael, he said, "Michael,
oh yeah,
I'll lead you to her if you help me get out of it. Break me out of here."
Like, Michael Corinthos can't break anybody out of anything. You were barking up the wrong tree, Carlos. Absolutely.
Michael thinking about it though. That's
Yeah.
how it ended. He was thinking about it. He was like, "Oh well." I just yeah. And I know people in here agree with me. Michael, Sabrina, I'm done. I don't even have any really thoughts about them.
No. But one thing that was interesting is that Sonny, kind of realizing that Michael is getting over his head, reaches out to Jason, his old boy, his former best friend, as he says. We used to be best friends.
Yes.
And I need you to help me out with Michael. I need you to talk to him because he's not listening to me. Can you talk to him? And Jason's like, I don't remember him. I don't want to get involved in your business.
Right. Are you trying to play me?
Yeah.
You trying to play me?
Yeah.
He said, I'm like, no, I'm not trying to play you. Mm-hmm.
No. I mean, and do you feel like Sonny was trying to play him?
No, but I think what Sonny and Carly, they actually had a great conversation afterwards where like, I think our Jason is really gone. And Carly's like, no. It's like, no. And Sonny's like, I think we need to let it go. I mean, I think he was playing him a little bit to see if it would bring back something, but then I think he really realizes that this Jason is this Jason.
Which I'm loving that. Just like we're getting a third iteration of that character.
Yeah.
Just
Right, we are. Third one, yeah.
Yeah, and the sky's the limit. All right, he's basically an open book.
Yeah.
And it's nice we're getting more of the Quartermaine influence this time around.
Yes, I'm very happy about that also. Anything Quartermaine.
Yeah, so he says, no, I'm not going to do that. In fact, I'm just going to go choke Franco for a little bit because that's my default setting, and then I'm going to go and hang out in a barn and make love to Sam for a while.
Yeah, he did. He made up to Sam several times. Homegirl was happy this week.
Yeah, she
was getting some.
It's so much so that she couldn't even check her hair when she goes to the Metro Court to meet Maxie, who is all Jones didn't know what the deal is with Nathan.
I'm actually with her. I kind of want to know what it is at this point too. I'm like, okay, what is this big thing that's so bad that we got Griffin going crazy, Maxie going crazy, Ulbrich knows what happened, and Nathan's like, I don't know what to do with my life. So I love seeing Maxie and Sam together again because they are friends.
Yeah.
I'm glad they revealed they went back to that, even though it was for a PI thing. But yeah, hello, you got hay in your hair.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, look at no time did you have to use the bathroom or look at a mirror?
Right, it's like you have hay in your hair. I'm like, first I thought she was pointing like a hickey or something. I was like, you have hickeys? But then no, it was a hay, so I thought, okay, that's fine. But I do think it was such a great scene to see them talk. But she tried to talk her out of it. It's like, don't do it, girl.
Well, I mean, I'm getting really tired of the scenes there. I mean, and maybe Maxie has a right to want to know what the real deal is, but the way she's going about it, oh, hey, I just want to plan our wedding and just know about your wedding to Claudette to make sure we don't duplicate anything.
Thing.
Like, oh, come on, Maxie.
We got married with 100 people in a sweaty courthouse. Don't worry about it, girl. In New York.
Yeah.
It won't be the same.
And the fact that, and even Sam mentioned that, just because he said, he didn't say exactly what you wanted. He's not a mind reader.
That's right.
It's like, why are you all of a sudden assuming the worst? I was like, yeah, Maxie, that is a no-win situation. You can't expect the man to give you the exact answer that you have formulated in your head. And when he doesn't say that, all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's hiding something. I need to find out everything that's going on.
J.A., thanks for the compliments. Frank and I are they say he loves us.
Woo! All right.
We are live. This is all
Yes.
live, kids. This is not, I almost said Memorex, which I'm aging myself. This is Memorex. We're not faxing anything.
This is an 8-track.
It's an 8-track. I know, I just aged myself. It's a Laserdisc. For real. We are for real.
We got our phonographs out. Let's put it on, start cranking it up.
And my stuff, it's album, not vinyl. It's called albums. And I still tape shows, even though it's a DVR. I tape them.
With VHS?
Yeah, with Beta.
I got that
Beta, girl.
Yeah.
Beta. Beta was actually a better product quality than VHS, but VHS took off.
No, I completely agree with
Isn't that
you.
crazy?
Yeah.
I had a Beta machine that loaded from the top. We had to push it down. It was like a big, giant furniture piece in our living room. It was huge.
Hey, it was just a really good decoration.
It was back in the early 80s. It was crazy. So, yes, I do have that. But anyway, so yes, I digress.
So it is, I'm just... Because as Nathan says, like, if Maxie finds out, then she tells Lulu, who tells Dante, which means I end up in
prison.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So I want to know what's going on. I just want to know what's going on. I just want to know what's going on. That's it. Just tell me what's going on.
I know. I wish because then I'll decide like how much I really care. Like if I gotta know, if it's something interesting, then I'll care, and if it's not, then I'll be like much like Michael Sabrina, like you're wasting my time hearing about this. Because the more you avoid telling me about it, the more I'm going to build up the importance of whatever it was. And much like finding out who Rachel really was and her father, that was such a diminishing result. I'm like, oh, you build it up so much, and I don't even know who this guy is.
Yeah.
So if they do the same thing with Maxie and Nathan, where they built it all up, and then it's just like, But I feel like we're all setting up for Claudette to come marching in.
I know she's gonna come in.
She's gonna come in,
and she knows Griffin somehow, and it's gonna be some their brother and sister or some cousins, or I don't know, or they dated, or something's gonna come. Something's gonna go down. Either he was into Claudette, and then Nathan ruined. I mean, it just something's gonna go down. Something's going down. And Cheryl thinks that Griffin was shot for sleeping with Claudette. We heard a gunshot like a couple weeks ago. We had a gunshot.
Yeah, that's very true.
So something's going on.
But then that makes you think like, well, I wonder who shot. I guess we'd find out who.
Did Nathan shoot him? I mean, like, was that the thing? But why would he go to prison? I just wonder. They need to tell us. They need to tell us what's going on at this point.
Because it's interesting that Nathan does not recognize good old Dr. Whatever his name is, Griffin, yes.
Monroe.
Yes.
I have a feeling we're gonna see a wedding. And Claudette comes. I mean, it's a soap staple. It's a soap staple. I have a feeling they're gonna lead that direction. If they just want to do something different, would be to now reveal it to us, maybe as a fan, as the watchers, and then see how Nathan how it gets to Maxie. Like, we know what's going on. I think we would do that.
I'd rather do just something a little bit different, for sure. And one thing that we are slowly moving the ball towards. Yes, we've got Anna going to getting her court trial there. We get to see Scotty Baldwin, man.
Yes, we do. Kids right there.
Being the smart guy.
Yes.
Being the smart Scotty Baldwin, which I like to see.
Yes, they kept making fun of him and stuff, but he's like, no, I got something going on. And he brought out Andre.
That's right. Yes.
Because that other person, whoever did the evaluation, they said always sides with the prosecution anyway. Like, of course, you can't do that. So I like the fact that they brought on Andre, but Jordan was like, I'll tell you about that.
Oh, no. I mean, as you see at the end there, Andre and Anna are having this nice little tender moment. She gives him a hug, and there's Jordan just kind of poised hide behind the scenes right there. Like,
she was
not too thrilled about the camera. But, I mean, nothing that was said there. I mean, I think that's more her insecurity at play, for sure. Even though there's tons of chemistry between the two.
Yeah, there totally is. It totally is. But it's so much chemistry between Jordan and Anna. Talk just like, I'll be here for you. I'll be here, and they touch this, and you're going to need some help. And I love their friendship. I think it's such a great threesome kind of storyline. I love it. So
yeah, and I love Scotty just sticking it to Paul on the way out. It's like, don't try to be doing what you just love, because we know what the deal is.
Yes, and if you go after Anna, we know it's like so. And Paul was just like beside himself. He was like, no, you can't do this to me.
Yes, smart Scotty Baldwin. That's what I love.
Right. That's right.
All right, hey guys. I think that pretty much does it with the storylines this week. So why don't we get into a little bit hot news?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Well, as we're talking about one thing before I hop over to James, let him do the majority of the news. One thing that, as we're talking about the Nurses' Ball, May 24th, guys, in case you didn't realize, everybody talking about there, Kimberly McCullough and Brooklyn Ray Silzer and Lynn Herring will all be back in time for the Nurses' Ball. So, yeah, expect some kind of a dance number, some kind of, well, of course, Lucy ending up naked.
Of course, has to happen.
Yes, has to happen there, yep. And a speech by Robin, a nice emotional speech for sure. And hopefully probably Brooklyn singing again.
I also, too, I wish Jason Thompson would come back, but obviously he's on Young and Restless right now, doing a great job.
Yes. And now let's turn the news over to the man who brings it with authority every single week. James Lott Jr.
Me. Hi, you guys. So I just want to give you guys, for Man May, we have Ryan Pivey and we have Robert Palmer Watkins both coming in this month. So Robert Palmer is coming in next Sunday, and then the following Sunday is Ryan Pivey. I'm working on the last two weekends. I got some great people in mind, some men. So we're working on those. And
what's the status on the shirts for that?
They're all coming shirtless.
Oh, gotcha.
That's just come on. That's just great. That's all we're doing. And also, Nicholas Bechtel's back, too. That's another one's coming back, too. Little Spencer. He's coming back.
Yes.
He's coming back, too. Great actress. He's coming back also. But we'll check him on the show one day, too. I want him on the show, too. Kathleen Guys, we're going to do a Spotlight On with her at 3 p.m., a GH-related Spotlight On at 3 p.m. on the 15th. And then, so we'll talk to her about her career. She does also this weird kind of series for Fear the Walking Dead. She's on a plane. It's a really great little series there. And she's been on so many TV shows. I found some pictures of her I'm going to show where she was blonde.
Really?
So you get to tune on that one too. But I'm working on a bunch of guests for you guys. Trust me, that's going to be a great. So tune in this May. We have some great stuff going on that one.
Oh, all right. So that we usually go to our whole segments here. We'll just do our quick ones.
Really
so we
quick.
have all four of us. Our segments get them to the ER stat. For me, I'll just make it real fast. We've been talking about a little bit at the beginning. If you could kind of tell my feelings about this character, Franco. Just what they did with him this week was such a quick 180 about everything that happened, and I'm not liking the idea of that he's really backsliding into how he used to be portrayed before Roger Howarth took over the character. And I'm not interested in seeing that again. That was just some of the more sluggish stuff to kind of go through, and it's just so dark and over the top that I just feel like you're not boxing in this character. It's one of those things where I feel like you have nowhere to go with him, and then it's almost like the next step you just got to write him off for a while.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, he's too talented of an actor. And he's done so much to kind of pull that character back to all of a sudden have him go this direction again.
I actually kind of agree with you on that one a little bit, so I do agree with you.
And now, James Lott Jr. with your quote of the week.
So I decided to give it to Franco, actually. It's funny you mentioned that. It was to Monica. I just thought it was kind of funny because anytime they mention the Quartermaine mansion, makes me happy. Franco to Monica, you're an unfeeling harpy. You care more about your house than you care about people. I just love that. That house. All right, kids, so I guess we'll go to some...
Yeah, we got some phone. We got a little bit of time remaining, so why don't we open up the phone lines and see what you have to think about the week that was in Port Charles. So you can give us a call here at 424-253-0749. Alexis will welcome you with her warm tones. Warm, sexy tones. That's right.
Open arms.
Open arms.
Okay, Tony Moore. We're open arms.
but I always like to welcome peeps. I think there was somebody calling in earlier, but then I think they left.
We scared them off.
That might have been me. So as soon as they come in, I will.
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. So this General Hospital. I mean, it's been what 6 months of new storylines. I would say it started in August. I think
Yes.
it was, or was this? Was it? I would say it was August or September. I forgot when they started. They started the new stuff, and some of it I'm liking, and some of it I'm like I don't know. But I will say every new character they've cast I've liked.
No, I've enjoyed that, and especially when you're taking somebody like Michael Easton to be able to take him over into his fifth
God,
role
I
on the
know,
show.
and be believable.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a call.
And I mean, oh, here we go.
Alrighty, caller. Thank you for calling into General Hospital After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Please say your name and where you're from.
Hi, Alexis, James, and Frank. It's Cheryl from South Carolina.
What up,
I knew that voice. As soon as I heard that, I was like, I heard that inflection. Hi,
Cheryl.
Miss Cheryl.
How are you?
I'm digging this two-host show. I really am.
Ooh, all right.
But if we had
It
just
was
two
so
hosts,
relaxing.
well, if we have
It was
just
so
two hosts,
relaxing.
who would get rid of? Me?
I don't know. That's the problem.
Just switch you guys out.
Who's that every week? Every week, just two of us every other week.
There you go.
Just switch. Just switch the other three. James, and then let the other three switch off.
I can just stay, Frank.
You're-
I did
That's
bring
cool. Anyway, Cheryl, it was great talking to you. Anyway, next caller.
I did bring the show to the network, so yes.
So, Cheryl, what do you think about?
I was kind of digging the whole Frank leading the show kind of thing, and you just being like the co-host.
Isn't it
Hey,
fun?
James.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it once in a while. I've been wanting to do that for a while. You know, something we're gonna do for a while.
I thought I was gonna look and see your feet up on a box or something, like kick back, reclining.
It's a little, Cheryl's a little easier just being a co-host. It is kind of a little easier, but we're gonna do it more and more. I like he's a good lead host.
Oh, that's so kind.
So I initially looked and I was like, "What the heck does his shirt say? It's driving me crazy.
yes.
I can't see it."
It says-
Alexa shared with me.
Yes, it's Ginger Babies, it's the Spice Girls, all their names. So
Yeah, Alexa shared with me.
okay, very good.
So
Yeah,
anyway, I have to say that once again, I agree with Frank.
Okay.
All right, Cheryl, you're back in my good graces. Take as long as you want.
I can't stand that they're doing this to Franco after spending all that time resurrecting the character and making him kind of a cool dude. You know, I mean, he was a loving, caring boyfriend. And now what? He's in the toilet again.
Yeah, I'm not liking that at all. Especially
Can't-
you fostered such a great relationship between him and Kiki, and now it's just like, what's happening with
Right,
this?
because if he's dark, how is that going to be? He can't be a loving, caring father figure to Kiki and be out stalking people.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me. And especially when you're spending so much
Makes
time,
no sense.
investing time with him and Jake, and potentially setting something up with Liz. This dark turn, I don't see how you can make that relationship work either.
Right. How do you bring that child out of darkness if you are going deeper and deeper into it?
Good point,
Crazy.
actually. Good point.
Also, I think I'm kind of digging the Nina and Julian thing.
Oh, okay.
And I wouldn't mind seeing after Alexis takes a powder because she realizes he's back in the mob, something go on there. But I really kind of think it would be great to see a triangle maybe with Finn and Nina and Julian.
Oh,
See,
interesting.
please,
All
yeah,
right.
so too.
Michael Easton and Michelle Stafford have they have great chemistry. I mean, I know that they haven't been together this time, but the other characters that he played
Yeah.
when she was there, they were just great. And I don't think they ever gave Silas and Nina a chance.
No, I would agree with that too.
I agree with that too, actually.
Yeah.
And then two
And my
great power
black-
actors. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead. I was just saying I agree with you, and I like the two characters are powerhouse actors. So
Yeah. The last thing I want to say is, because I know there are other people waiting to call, the last thing I want to say is that I think that the reason Nathan fears going to prison, should he be found out, is because he shot that man in the back when he caught him in bed with his wife.
so that's why you think Griffin was shot in the back.
Oh.
And
Okay.
Griffin has that scar. Remember when he was
Yeah.
all
Yep.
nearly naked?
He does.
And he always messes with that scar. And then when he came out of the floating rib, he heard a gunshot.
You did.
That's true. Maybe it was like,
So
yeah.
Nathan wouldn't recognize him.
From
Nathan
the-
wouldn't recognize him because he probably never saw his face.
Oh, yeah, from the back, a little through and through. Yes.
Run through.
There you go.
And if he shot him in the back, he would go to prison because he was clearly not doing anything in the line of duty.
Right.
Well, that's a good. I like
Good
that.
prediction.
Yes, I
Good
like that
prediction.
prediction, Cheryl. Thanks so much
Those are
for
my
calling.
predictions.
I love
They
it.
can find me anytime if it works out and I'm right. Then just give them my address.
Actually, I have your address. That's another story, but yes.
Oh, James.
But I
Yeah,
do.
give the writers my address. I'm happy to help them out.
Cheryl, thanks so much for calling.
Thanks, Miss Cheryl.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Have a good one. It is interesting, real quickly, Julian, so casual about being back in the mob.
Yeah, no.
It was so, like there's no emotional angst at him at all. He's like, I'm just doing this now. I believe we have another call.
Yes, we do.
Oh, lay it on.
Thank you for calling General Hospital After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Please say your name and where you're from.
Hey guys, it's Jamel from Brooklyn.
Jamel.
Jamel,
So now
Jamel.
you know I'm going to ask you, how's Granny?
She's doing good.
Good.
She's doing good. She can't wait for her pearls and diamonds next Sunday for Mother's Day.
Don't say that out loud. She may actually watch the show. Oh, my Jesus. How are you, Jamel? What's going on?
Now, you know what? I want to say I'm enjoying the show tonight. Of course, I missed Nadine with her different hairstyles. How she gives me life every Sunday.
Wait till you see her Emmy outfit. We're going to post it. You're going to be like, oh, my God.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I love it. Yeah, but you know what? I would say that in general, this whole week has been just wonderful for all the television. Like I started last Saturday with my lemonade.
Make with the good hair. Make with the good hair.
Come on now. Got a little BD in there. This week has been crazy.
Yeah.
And I would say daytime this week has been wonderful too. Now I'm calling for General Hospital, but they had a beyond brilliant week on CBS 2. You know,
Young and the Restless had a good week. Had a really good week.
Yeah. So the whole daytime itself is just giving me so much. Because I know a lot of fans, you know, sometimes make fun of the sets and the things, but this week they shut us up because it was so much good writing and so much good acting that it was just wonderful. The whole genre, all of it was good. But on General Hospital, I enjoyed this week too, and I was saying good golly, Miss Molly, because I was feeling Miss Molly and Alexis together. Absolutely, I felt I liked it that Molly got her together, and but you know what, I felt sad, and I don't know where it came from. I guess just the brilliant acting of Angelique Ron. You know, that first of Fiona, you know, the woman who played Anna, she's gotten such brilliant writing, brilliant things to do. But they sort of woke up the dragon, which is Angelique Ron, because she's a brilliant actress too. So when they go further down this line with her sort of, you know, not knowing what to do, it's great. She's doing a wonderful job. And when she had to sing with her daughter, I felt actually choked up because I thought she was wrong, but I was very sad for the character, the way she played. I was very sad for Alexis. Absolutely.
It was a good scene. They really did play. I mean, like Molly got too big for her britches, and she was like, "I'm your mother," but then she was like, "I'm gonna show you what evil is and tell you what happened to me."
You know what? But I would say the winner for me was Molly, because she got her together all the way. She walked out the door. She didn't back down. But I was very sad for Alexis. And you know what? I'm not liking the Terminator, better known as Jason. You know, he's going around town, and he got the superhuman strength to beat up two people at once. I mean, I'm over that. Okay, I'm over that. Like, you got your brain messed up, so now you the Terminator. You from the 1980s. You Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come on, stop. It's too much, you know. And I did like when with Frank though, before he, you know, when started get crazy, when he got Jason together. He said, "Look, I did kill people, but so did you." And you know, it was just because I watched Daredevil, and on that show, they have a character called the Punisher. And one of the scenes when the Punisher killed everybody, some of the people came to the courtroom and said, "Look, my father was just playing numbers." Well, how many people did Jason kill that was just doing numbers or something? You know, he was out there shooting everybody, so he killed people too. And I think that, you know, just the hypocrisy of Sonny and Jason and Carly always got to me. And I've been watching for over 20 years.
Yeah, no,
you know, they used to blame,
and I do feel like Jason.
They used to blame the Quartermaine. Said, you know, we're better than you. That's why we took Michael. I never grew up into that. So I like that Franco had that moment. But like other caller, you know, Roger Howard, you know, they just had him in the corner for a moment, and you know, they bring them back. But I hope they don't take him to where, you know, they had him before, because he's just getting into his groove. I hope that when Elizabeth come back, they'll turn the story around, and you know, he'll be able to do what he needs to do. But I hope he don't go too crazy. And it was something else this week I forgot, but it was a good week.
You said a mouthful.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that's hopefully Liz will come back and get him back into shape again. A little momentary bit of madness with Franco, and then he's back on track.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, what's her name? Well, I forgot, but she was there last week, and she was jealous of Anna. Jordan.
Oh, yeah, Jordan, yes.
Yeah, I didn't think she was jealous. I think that the beautiful actress, she was there last week, she explained it perfectly. I think I was dating somebody. I'm like, I don't know you that well. I don't want to tie you down. I want to get married to you, but you got to make up your mind. So what you going to do? You got to don't play no games. So I think that's where that's why she slapped him, and I would have slapped him too. Well, you know what? Let me give you a little tea. I've slapped a couple of people.
All right.
Okay, please.
Love that,
So
Jamel. We learned not to cross you.
Yeah, don't cross him.
No,
Yes.
you don't. No. I agree with Jordan. Yes.
Jamel, thanks so much for calling
thank you
in
for
as
calling,
always.
Jamel.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Jamel.
Okay.
Oh, man, yes. Yeah, it is interesting to see what they have planned for Jason, because as much as they're trying to have him kind of distance himself and not liking that past about himself, they keep pushing him down that line of just his default is violence.
Yes.
When push comes to shove. So I don't know. I was hoping so much more there'd be more Quartermaine involved, more maybe corporate espionage, more family stuff like that. But I don't know what they exactly have planned for him.
We want it. We all want it. It's like they won't do it.
Yeah. I don't know what we're thinking. What they're thinking of, but again, a fun week of Port Charles here. Yes,
that was good. It was a good week. It was an enjoyable week. It was good to watch. This week should be interesting, and also we'll find all the Emmy wins and loses. We'll find all that this week too.
Yeah, we have a second go. Quick prediction.
I think I made all my predictions like throughout this show, so I don't have anything left. I think Brad and Noah get married to the nurse's ball. I'll say that.
Yeah, I'll just be curious to see what Liz coming back does to anything with this Franco storyline. I feel like it's just even watching just these couple of episodes this week, just feel like I don't see where it goes.
I don't either. I have a loss. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, then, I think we're going to call it a wrap here on this episode of the GH Report. Look at that, folks. So, folks, thank you so much for watching. Man May, starting off in grand fashion here with James Lott Jr. and myself.
And it's my birthday month, too, so I'm very excited. Next Sunday, we're going to celebrate a little bit while I'm here.
Yes. Robert Palmer Walken will be jumping out of a cake.
Yes, exactly. With no shirt on.
That's right.
What have you done? You just ruined my whole surprise.
Oh, no. Wait, sorry, Alexis. No. So, thanks so much for liking us on Facebook. Get us to those 2,000 likes there. That's what every like gets us one step closer to somebody getting a James Lott Jr. autographed headshot. So look at that. You got to keep pushing, folks. Hit those like buttons. Follow us on iTunes. Give us a sweet 5 stars. Like us on the Facebook. Follow us on the Twitters. James, if they want to follow you on Twitter to continue the conversation, where can they follow you?
Kids, you all know where you can follow. You can follow me on James Lott Jr. on everything in the world. Periscope, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever. Follow me as you normally do, and I will talk to you.
Oh, look at that. And you can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie. And as I'm quickly trying to overtake James Lott Jr.'s crown
you are,
of king of the AfterBuzz after shows. Trying, folks. I'm trying. With your support, I think I can do it.
You can do it.
There you go. Follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie. See me every Tuesday night with my improv team, Max. And make sure you're following Ladine and Lucretia there on the Twitter. So check out all their gorgeous photos and how great they look and all the cool stuff they've been doing at the Daytime Emmy Awards. We'll see you next week right here on the GH Report.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.